Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Endzone. I'm your host, as always, Jake. You can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at Louis Lewis 5. That's LEWIS, and the number 5. It's also right there on the screen if you're watching from the YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out on the YouTube channel at Player Profiler Now on Tuesdays. If you're listening to podcasts, well, it's Wednesday. So if some of this news seems a little late, it's because it's a day late. But with that, thank you for tuning in to today's show. On today, I will be going over some of the news, covering some of the head coaching and offense coordinator jobs that were picked up this week, reaction to the AFC and NFC championship games, and we're going to be diving deep into the running back position for the draft and free agents. We're not going to talk about as much in depth with the rookies because that'll be coming up shortly in the next couple weeks. But with that, let's get fantasy. So first news, Mike McCarthy is back as a head coach in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not really much of an upgrade, if you ask me. I'm guessing he must be like a stepping stone before they pick the next cycle of next year. But again, he's probably going to inherit a team that's 8 wins, 9 wins. You're not going to get your franchise quarterback next year. I mean, I know it sounds like he got the job partly over Brian Flores because of him saying that he develops young quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and all that. And he wants to work with Will Howard. So he's somebody that you could be trying to pick up in Dynasty because a lot of people probably are not happy with Will Howard. But for 1 year, I mean, that's not a bad option, throwing a couple fours, a third-round pick out for Will Howard. Also, Joe Brady, the Bills had promoted him from offense coordinator to head coach. This is them probably just put a Band-Aid over the bleed. It's just what we, I guess, expected after losing. I mean, you're not going to really much upgrade in this coaching cycle. They, had Brian Daboll, Mike McDaniel, a bunch of other guys. I mean, hell, they even interviewed Phillip Rivers, for the Christ's sake. I don't think they really managed their hiring well at all. Not taking anything away from Joe Brady, but I just don't expect him to be a successful head coach in the NFL. But what do I know? I'm just a fantasy gamer, right? Brian Daboll, speaking of him, he takes the Titans offense coordinator, joining that team and joining Robert Salem. I couldn't think of his name as the head coach. I mean, those two paired together is a great pairing. I like the fact of, Robert Saleh getting another head coach job. I don't think he's the best option, but again, I'm more of a hire your offense coordinator before hiring a defense coordinator as your head coach, just because if that offense coordinator, I mean, hell, you look at all these guys, offense coordinator going to a different team for a head coaching job. I thought Grant Udinski for Jaguars was going to get a head coaching job. He withdrew his name from the Browns. I expect him next year to get a head coaching job. I mean, 1/3 of the league is already out of the, at a new coach. I mean, we look at these hirings. Kevin Stefanski going to the Falcons. I like that. I think Bijan Robinson's going to have a monster freaking year. I mean, he already had a huge year this past year, but I think it's a good system for him. Also, Ravens hired Jesse Minter from the Los Angeles Chargers. He was a defense coordinator. And again, I thought they would go more of a offense approach, but I think with this, it leaves room for Lamar Jackson wanting his offense coordinator where he wants him. Maybe Cliff Kingsbury, because he's not with the Commanders. He withdrew from being a coach for the Commanders. Jeff Hafley, I think I said it last week. I think he's 2 years, 3 years at max as a head coach. I didn't think he was that great of a head coach last year or at Boston College when he was there. I think he's a good defense coordinator. Unfortunately, for him, you give up 20-some points in the fourth quarter against the Bears. That's kind of a big issue. I know with other incidences with Matt LaFleur and everything else, but nonetheless, I don't think Hafley will make much of a difference. Jeff Harbaugh, great hire for the Giants. That's somebody you get there and you could build with your building blocks and pillars. I mean, you have Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo on the offense side. On the defense side, you got Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns. Can't remember the other one that they drafted in the top 5 as well on defense, but those are some stud guys. Again, Robert Salem for the Titans, and now you got Brian Daboll as your offense coordinator. I think the sky could be the limit for Cam Ward. I just want to know who's playing running back, though, for them. Is it going to be Tajay Spears? Is it going to be Tony Pollard? Are they getting rid of Tony Pollard? Are they drafting a running back? It's going to be interesting seeing this offseason. Mike McCarthy, I give that like the lowest grade so far. I don't even want to talk about more about that. Joe Brady, he is getting promoted, but also Mike McDaniel, the old head coach for the Miami Dolphins, is now officially the Chargers OC. That is huge news for Omarion Hampton, Justin Herbert. I think Trey Harris as well. I don't think we see Keenan Allen back. I think it's good news for Ladd. I think it's good news for the whole offense in general. And we'll be waiting to see what the offense can do with a healthy group of offense linemen. Now, the other story in the news department is the Pro Bowl is a joke, man. It is a joke. Let's be honest. Shadir Sanders, after 8 starts, he's headed to the Pro Bowl? How? This is a joke. It just, they turn that badge of the Pro Bowl badge into a laughing livestock. It's just a joke. He should not even be going to the Pro Bowl. For one, shouldn't be considered. I mean, hell, you could have a bunch of different other players going to the Pro Bowl, but there's no reason he needs to be on this Pro Bowl roster. That's all I got for news this week. Again, the championship game, who's going to the Super Bowl? Well, in the AFC, it went from clear as day, picture perfect day to snowy blizzard by the end of the game. It is crazy watching that. Unfortunately, also, I only had my cable went out, or my internet went out this past weekend. So I was streaming and, buffering every 5-10 seconds, it felt like. But nonetheless, I did watch a lot of the highlights on this game during that. But let's look at the stats here. The Patriots did win 10-7. They are headed to the Super Bowl. Drake May, 10 for 21, didn't really get much going, had 5 sacks, 86 yards passing. I mean, with the snow and the issues going on with the weather, is decent play. Ramondre Stevenson, 25 carries for 71 yards. And Drake May had 10 carries, 65 yards, and a score. Travion Henderson on the other side, 3 carries, only 5 yards. Matt Collins led the team with 2 catches, 51 yards. Stephon Diggs, 5 catches, 17 yards. But Henderson was not used in this game, and that kind of raises a concern. Maybe they're waiting to give him everything that they can in the Super Bowl, but only having 3 carries, not great sightseeing with Stevenson getting 25. That's a big difference, which heading into next year for Dynasty, I mean, that's what you want to see if you're a Stevenson owner, and a lot of people gave up on Ramondre. So you're heading into Dynasty, and you could probably get him for cheap. Might be something to look into. On the other side, again, Bo Nix fractured his ankle last week. Jason Statham, yeah, the actor, Jarrett Stidham, 17 for 31, 133, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He looked great on the first drive, and then after that, he just fell flat. I know a lot of pressures, a lot of blitzes. He got sacked 3 times. He fumbled once, lost it, ran 4 times for 23 yards. RJ Harvey, 13 rush attempts for 37 yards. Receiving wise, Marvin Mims, I mean, playoff Mims, I guess we'd call him, 4 catches, 62 yards. Harvey, 4 catches, 22 yards. Cortland Sutton had the lone touchdown for them, 3 catches, 17 yards, and a score. Heading into the offseason, this team's got do they go with another signing of J.K. Dobbins? What do they do with R.J. Harvey pairing? Do they get another alpha receiver? Do they stick with Evan Ingram? I mean, they got a lot of skill position questions that they can address when they get to that point in the offseason. That was the AFC. The NFC was a great matchup all game. Maybe except for punt and fumble, but nonetheless. Matthew Stafford, MVP talks. I mean, he had a hell of a game, 374, 3 touchdowns. He also rushed for a whopping 16 yards. I think that might be the most on the season. But, he is running. He is passing, throwing dimes. Blake Corum led the team in rushing, 55 yards. Kyron Williams had 29. But at receiving, Puka Nacua. I think in this game, we just now got to put Puka Nacua and JSN in the tier of 1 with Chase and Jefferson. I think they earned the right. Puka, 9 catches, 165, and 1 score, 14 targets. This guy's just an unbelievable competitor, and he does the dirty work. He blocks. He catches unreal passes. He's just everything that you want out of a wide receiver. He's going to put his body on the line, and, I mean, hell, we've seen it multiple times. He comes up limping here and there, but he stays in the game, catches a touchdown right after or whatever the case may be. Devontae Adams now 0-5 in NFC Championship games. 4 catches, 89 yards, and a score. Kobe Parkinson, 3 catches, 62 yards. And Kyron Williams, 2 catches, 22 yards. This heading into the offseason for them, the big question is going to be Matthew Stafford. Is he going to be playing 1 more year? Is he playing another 2 years? The question is, how many more years is Stafford going to be there? Is Devontae Adams going to be on the team? I think he signed a 2-year contract. How good is Puka going to be if No, these are if questions. Matthew Stafford does decide to just retire, hang it up. Is he going to be still elite with a different quarterback? We don't know. I think they got their answer at running back with Corum Williams. Don't be surprised. And guy I'm going to be looking out for is Jacquizz Hunter. I know a lot of it, he was inactive and wasn't playing. I hear all these stories from everyone saying he's the better running back of the three, and he's not playing. Well, that's kind of what Blake Corum was last year. He was not playing that much, was a scratchy health scratch all the time. And now look at him. He's paired up with Kyron, taking 50% of the snaps. So just be on the lookout for Jacquizz Hunter next season. Seahawks. Sam Darnold. Put some respect on the man's name. 346 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and he added 9 yards on the ground as well. Ken Walker, 62 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. He also had 4 catches, 49 yards, getting the bell cow of the workload with Zach Charbonnet torn ACL last week. And what else do you want this guy to do? He just made himself a crap ton of money this offseason, and we'll talk further in depth with him later on. And I'd already talked about Puka and JSN needs to be in that tier 1 with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. JSN, 10 catches, 153 and 1. Damn. Like, that is amazing performance. I wanted to see what he's going to do in the Super Bowl because I don't know if I actually mentioned Seattle is moving on to the Super Bowl 31-27, and they're facing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I think during this, the press conference week, they should be asking Mike McDaniel, hey, 4th and 1, or, game on the line and you're on the 1-yard line. Are you running or passing? I mean, some say Pete Carroll would throw the ball, right? Interception at the goal line. Come on, run the damn ball when you have Marshawn Lynch back then. Now you got Ken Walker. Run the damn ball if it's, the game's on the line, you're on the 1-yard line. You could have probably ran 2 plays. Run the damn ball. Made no sense why you pass it. But that should be the first question he takes in his press conference interviews. That is your championship game talk. Now let's hear a word from the Podfather before we talk about these running backs.
They say best ball hasn't changed in 5 years. Until the rabbit. Clean, easy, $50,000 prize pool that you can actually win. Show the ownership, show the exposure right there in the draft room. We're talking about a full best ball draft. 20-second time clock, takes 20 minutes. And use your host promo code or FAST for a $50 deposit match when you sign up. Now let's go start drafting faster.
Yeah, go ahead and you download Fast Draft and use promo code Lewis, LEWIS, for dollar match up to $50. The Rabbit just came out yesterday, and join me and everyone else here from Player Profiler and face us. Take us on, as well as others throughout the country. Now let's get into the running backs. We'll talk about free agents, running backs, and then we'll talk about the draft, the top 10 probably that I have listed in no particular order. But nonetheless, free agents, I think we have to start off with Breece Hall. I think he's going to get the bag. He's not going to be in a Jets uniform because God forbid if anyone wants to be in a Jets uniform at this rate, especially with Aaron Glenn. I think he's done after the season. But he's got all the cryptic messages saying that, he wants to be traded. He doesn't want to be there. And then he gets hurt. Finally, I think he got his first 1,000-yard rushing season. But I think he's going to get the bag. And if I had to guess a place, maybe Kansas City. But then again, does Kansas City want to put that money out there for him? Who knows? We'll see. Next guy, Ken Walker. Like I said, he just earned himself a huge bag as well. I think he goes back to Seattle with Charbonnet being out for next year. Most likely, I would say like 90% he's out for the whole season next year. Injuring it very late in the season, January. He's not playing. Let's be honest. So I think Ken Walker just earned a bunch of money. He's probably number 2, maybe 3 overall for the free agents and running back because Travis Etienne pushed himself after this last year's performance. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't remember exactly which one, but they were talking about Travis Etienne. Did they just showcase him to get, compository pick? Perhaps. I don't think so. I think he was like in there, playing at Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. I think Etienne and him have a lot of rapport together, and I think he's made a big difference on that team. So I'm looking for him to stay in Jacksonville. Javonte Williams, I think he earned himself more money. I don't think he's going to be back with the Cowboys, and if he does, expect some sort of competition there, though, because I could see them going like 2 running back situational. Rico Dowell, speaking of the Cowboys, he's gone. He's not going back to the Panthers. There's no way after, coming out saying, I got to put my own priority ahead of, being a part-time running back, basically. So I see him going somewhere. Those are probably my top 5 running backs. I mean, this list is just crazy. I mean, Rachaad White, not the greatest, yards per carry, but he gets a job done in the receiving game, so he could be a receiving scat back. Emmanuel Wilson, really good when he was backing up Josh Jacobs. He's a free agent. I'm thinking they're going to re-sign him. It's not going to be a huge contract, but I could see him staying in Green Bay. Tyler Algier, I mean, hell, he's a guy that could go to Kansas City and get all the rushing touchdown. He's the new Kareem Hunt. I expect him getting like a $5 million deal at this rate. I know there's a lot of rookies coming out, but you can't go anywhere where Arthur Smith is because Arthur Smith is taking a head coaching job or offense coordinator job in Ohio State. I don't know where I would say, the Chiefs are going to be one of the best landing spots for any of these guys. Chris Rodriguez, I mean, we've seen what he could do when healthy. Speaking of Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, I don't know if he's going back. I think they're not going to pay him what he wants. Kamani Vidal, I mean, there's other guys out there that are probably on the cheaper end as well, like Vidal. Keaton Mitchell, very fast, elusive runner. Maybe he goes back to the Ravens. I don't know. Like a lot of these guys are questionable and question marks. Nick Chubb, he's not going back to the Texans. J.K. Dobbins, does he go back to Denver? Kenneth Gainwell, does he go back? These guys, Jerome Ford, Najee Harris, Austin Ekeler, is he even going to play anymore? To me, he's got to retire. I wouldn't be wanting him. But one of my guys I would be wanting in dynasty leagues is Sean Tucker. I'm a huge fan, of course, Syracuse, of course, but nonetheless, in fantasy, he showed us, like, if he gets the opportunity. 2 years ago, he was running back 1. Last year, he had a running back 1 finish. It's, if he has the opportunity with no Rachaad White there, I know Bucky Irving is not a guy that's going to take 300-plus touches a year. So expect Sean Tucker to get a lot of work if Bucky Irving is injured or whatever the case may be. But is he going to be back in the Buccaneers uniform is a question. Who knows? I'm just going to point out some teams, though. The Jets, they need a guys. Do they stick with Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis? does this coaching regime bring in new players at that position? I don't know. I think they like Braylon Allen, which is one of my guys I'm targeting in dynasty leagues as well. Just a heads up. Chiefs, obviously, that's got to be a top of list with Mahomes in the future, what that could hold. And Mahomes isn't going to be leading the team in rushing this year because coming back from an ACL tear, he's less likely to run. So I expect him. Steelers, what are they doing? I know they got Jalen Warren under contract. Are they going to get kind of Gainwell back? Are they going to go a different route? Does Caleb Johnson now step it and get work in? It's so hard to say with Mike Tomlin out and Mike McCarthy back. Oh, it's so bad saying. The Ravens, what's their future after Derrick Henry? At some point, the king has to be replaced. I love watching him play, but I could see him leaving as well. Or not leaving, but, slowing down. So they might want a 1A, 1B type style. The Texans, Woody Marks was great last year, but that's not what they wanted. They wanted Joe Mixon. Well, he was hurt all season. Well, let's get another veteran, Nick Chubb. Well, Woody Marks played above Nick Chubb. The Titans, what do? Do they stick it out with Tony Pollard and Spears? Does Spears just get it all? These are teams that are all needing running backs. The Cowboys, the Commanders, what do? Commanders, you only have Bill Krosky Merritt on your roster that's signed. Cardinals, what do? Do you get rid of James Conner? Do you keep him? Who knows? Minnesota Vikings, I know you got Aaron Jones. You have Jordan Mason. Do you get rid of one? I don't know what the salary cap is. The hit would be for Aaron Jones at all off the top of my head. The Saints, is Devin Neal a real answer? I don't think so. Is the Alvin Kamara going to be your guy? I don't think so again. I don't know what kind of position they're wanting to go in. I'm just trying to look up the breakdown for Aaron Jones real quick. Is he even on contract? Aaron Jones. So if they cut him, they cut only, let's say, $7.7 million and with $6.8 million in dead cap. Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to cut him. He's going to count against $14.5 million of your salary cap. I like him a lot because obviously a Packer fan, but he is not worth that much money. And he's getting, I think he's 32 at this rate. You got Jordan Mason that he's 5.7 million. Dead money would be 5.2. So yeah, you're not going to cut him at all because he's your future. But again, with the draft, speaking of the draft, let's go over 10 players that I have listed are probably going to be somewhere in my top 10 list. I haven't finalized it, obviously, but the consensus number 101 as of right now, Jeremiyah Love from Notre Dame. I love this guy. He looks so explosive. This is going to be, the Bijan Robinson of this draft, the Ashton Jainty of this draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. of this draft, the guy that everyone wants. I'm all in on him. I made some good trades, and I actually won the league and got the number 1 overall pick, so I'm going to select him in that league probably. Jeremiyah Love, Johnson from Nebraska. He's got to be up there. I like the way he's playing, his play style. It's big, physical. He helps out in the passing game as well. I really like him. Kaytron Allen from Penn State and Nicholas Singleton, both great running backs. I think both of those are going to be second rounders in your rookie drafts. Depending on how they perform in the combine, they could easily slide up into maybe the end of first round. Desmond Claiborne from where is he? That's not the Washington. Oh, Coleman. Coleman is from Washington. He's on this list as well. Claiborne is Wake Forest, I do believe. I can't remember. There's so many guys I've been looking up and scouting myself. Everyone blends together. Yeah, Wake Forest. Duh. I was right. I don't know what I'm doing. It's one of those days when you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to work and then come home and you're exhausted, but you got to keep grinding. Jam Miller from Alabama. He should be high on this list. Roman Hemby from Indiana. He looks so great in the national championship, and I really like what he performs, and I think he's going to be a big riser. And I'm going to save this, but I'll talk more about him in a couple episodes. But yeah, I don't know what just happened. But one of my guys is Barika Penu from North Dakota State. He's a sleeper. He's a hidden gem. Watch. I really like the way he plays. He's like a Tyler Algier-esque player. But he's somebody I'm targeting in like third round, early fourth for sure. I'll take all I can get of Penu. He's just, if you watch any of his highlights, watch him. But that's all for today. We're going to get into it more coming up in the next couple weeks with more rookies. So tune in for that. But that is a wrap of Fantasy Endzone today. I got to head off. I got to get my kid from school, actually daycare, in like 20 minutes. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, smash those buttons. Click the little bell notification if you're listening on the podcast. And, of course, I'm going to be back here next Tuesday. But you could also message me on my DMs on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at Louis Lewis 5. I'll answer you and also answer any questions you have on the show as well. Again, in a couple weeks, I will be turning on the knob and turning into a Dynasty guru of rookies. So don't miss any of our content. Also, don't miss anyone here at Player Profiler now. We're always giving you expert analysis and fantasy tips. Plus, there's shows all the time on each and every day. So be sure to tune in for them. And until then, I'll see you fantasy heads next week. Peace.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.